Okay, we're up to Shulchan Aruch. Everyone likes to eat, so l'chora we don't have to explain too much. But I just want to point out two aspects of the meal at the Seder which are different and unique from any other Yom Tov meal. Number one, we do not have any roast meat. That is brought down in Siman Taf Ayin Vav. Shulchan Aruch brings two opinions, but the Mishnah Berurah points out that the minhag Ashkenaz for centuries has been that we do not have any roast meat, lest it appear that we are partaking of the Korban Pesach outside of the proper place and proper time. And therefore, we do not have any meat that's roasted or chicken at the Seder. Number two, there is a minhag that the Ramah brings down, also in Taf Ayin Vav, where he writes that the minhag is to eat eggs at the Seder, a widespread Ashkenazi custom to eat eggs in salt water at the Seder. Why? The Rama mentions two different reasons. Number one, he says that the night of the Leil HaSeder is always the same day of the week, the same night as Tisha B'Av, connection of Pesach to Tisha B'Av, and therefore we eat a food of mourning. Number two, Zeichel L'Churban, we're unable to eat the Korban Pesach, and therefore we have a sense of mourning, we eat a food of mourners, the egg. Interesting, on the one hand, we do not eat meat to make it clear that we do not have the Korban Pesach. On the other hand, because we don't have the ability to eat the Korban Pesach, we eat a food of mourning. But I'd like to point out another understanding of this minhag of eating eggs at our Shulchan Aruch meal. The Mishnah Berurah mentions it as well in the name of the Vilna Gaon. The Gra says that we eat the egg not as a sign of mourning for the Beis HaMikdash, but rather the egg that we eat is the egg from the Seder plate. Yes, that egg on the Seder plate, which is Zecher to the Korban Chagiga, the other Korban that was brought on the night of Pesach, in addition to the Korban Pesach itself, was the Korban Chagiga. That's the egg on the Seder plate, says the Vilna Gaon. That is the egg that one should be eating on Pesach night. Two nafkaminas. Number one, what we just said, according to the Gra, you should have the egg specifically from the Seder plate, which is Zeichel Chagiga, not just a random egg, although probably wouldn't be enough to go around for everyone. Number two, the Mishnah Berurah points out, depending on the reasons, do we eat the egg on the second night of Pesach? That is, if you're in Chutz La'aretz having a second Seder, do you eat the egg the second night? Well, if the reason is Zeicher L'Churban, that we're not Velus because we can't bring the Korban Pesach, we would. Likewise, according to the Gra, to remember the Korban Chagiga, it's on the Seder plate, yes, have it the second night. But according to the Ramah's first reason, that the night coincides with the night, lines up with the night of Tisha B'Av, therefore, l'chora, there would be no reason to eat the egg the second night. It would seem to me the minhag is that people do eat it. That's what I remember from my days in Chutz La'aretz. Just want to point out an interesting thing that we see here. We have all these ideas of Zeichel L'Churban, remembering the inability to bring the Korban Pesach, or remembering the Chagiga, according to Vilna Gaon, and all of those elements center around our meal. Afka at Shulchan Aruch, we remember the Beis HaMikdash and remember what we're unable to do. Why is that? It could be because the Gemara in Brachos says that today, when we do not have a Mizbeach, what do we have instead? We have our Shulchan. We have our table. Our own table, our dining room table, yes, is a kind of Mizbeach that can bring about atonement, can bring about kapara. So as we sit down to Shulchan Aruch at our Seder, and the most auspicious night of Leil HaSeder, let's remember that it's not just another meal. It's not just a meal to eat and fill ourselves and be full and happy and satiated. No, there's another element to remember the Beis HaMikdash and remember that our table stands in the place of that Mizbeach, and it should bring us that kapara. May we zoche to the true Mizbeach in the Binyan Bayis Shlishi b'mehera v'yameinu. Amen.